It's okay, guys.
Right, guys?
Hello? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I have a headache somehow already.
Oh,
Okay.
what? Oh, come on.
Okay.
Let's go.
Kitecraft.
No, I think I just haven't drinking water today.
By Lucy Marie Anne Fonlette. February 4th, 2021. Is Frank. Iris is Ray Toro, and Mochi is Mikey. Rory, Fawn, Brendan, Mist, Dinks, and Liz are in the audience. After Liza sings the last line in the Black Parade, everyone immediately stands up and claps.
Oh my god, my Wi-Fi changed.
No.
Oh
It's
my
your
God.
You have
line.
the first line.
Thanks everybody for attending our rehearsal.
Liza beams.
We'll have our actual. Holy shit, you're white. I can't read it.
What?
Just pull it up on a separate tab.
Yeah, pull it
Yeah,
up on a
I'm gonna do
separate
that
tab.
right now.
Open it in your own
We'll
computer.
have our actual concert in a few weeks. For now, we're going to try and gather more people to attend. It would be so awesome if you guys could spread the word.
I'll draw a poster.
I'll draw
draw a
poster.
poster.
Is that me?
Yes.
Haha, okay,
Oh,
you silly
God.
geese. Now I'm going to let you guys take a sneak
feel
peek
like
at
a
the merch
narcissist.
store, but no stealing. Huh?
I feel like a narcissist because I just included myself in my own fanfic.
I'm looking at you, Fawn.
Liza squints at Fawn, who promptly acts like she doesn't know what Liza is talking about.
I'll be Brendan. I can't wait to see the shirts.
Brendan says, and immediately races to the merch store. Iris, Rory, Mist, Jinx, and Liz follow after him with glee. Fawn is the only one who stays seated.
Are you guys gonna pay me for designing the shirts and posters?
She asks.
Sure, Fawn.
Liza says. Then she turns to the rest of the MCR performers.
Is anyone up for a party at my house? We're going to celebrate our first successful concert rehearsal.
Sure.
Connor says. Sounds awesome! Iris jumps up and down. Mochi nods. The four head over to Liza's humble abode. When they arrive, Liza runs over to the doorstep and faces Mochi, Connor, and Iris.
Okay, guys, I spent the past week working on decorations. I hope everyone has fun.
She turns around to face the door, and as soon as she opens it, Minecraft dubstep. Everyone looks in awe as they take in the sight before them. Liza's living room is completely decked out with colorful balloons, confetti, and streamers at every corner. There's even a disco ball on the ceiling that fills the room with dazzling neon light. Everyone gazes around the room in amazement and wonder. Holy shiza! Iris says. This must be why you didn't let us come into your house for days.
Exactly.
Oh, Iris? Oh shit.
No, Mochi just got a squarble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mochi squarbles.
What?
Liza's sighs with annoyance.
No. Okay, Mochi wants me to voice her. Okay. To be honest, I thought you wouldn't let us because you didn't want to see evidence from your bouts of cannibalism.
Mochi squarbles. Liza sighs with annoyance. Liza proceeds to choke on air.
I may be a vampire, but doesn't mean I'm a Hannibal Lecter.
The four MCR fanatics begin to partay. Mochi dances around, occasionally breaking a bone and maybe a window. Iris plays pin the tail on the scorblet.
Oh! Everyone gotta remember a game of Smack That Enderman!
Liza shouts. Then the ceiling splits into two, and an Enderman
Holy
pinata
shiza.
on a string appears to descend down from the dark depths of the attic. Iris and Mochi cheer with excitement as Liza hands out a metal bat to both of them. They all put on blindfolds and swing their bats around maniacally, causing the pinata to flop around mid-air. The music becomes louder and louder the more hits they score. Within a mere 30 seconds, the outer layer of the Enderman's skin is already ripped to shreds, and candy starts flying around in every direction.
Ow!
Hello.
Connor.
He's a
He
candy.
died.
You're lying.
I said the second line.
No.
You
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't pick up then.
My mic cut out after I screamed into it.
Mm.
A piece of candy hit my head.
A voice in the corner says, "It's Connor, who's standing right by the jukebox." Liza takes off her blindfold and walks over to him.
Connor, are you okay? So you want to play Smack That Enderman?
No, I don't want to play Smack That Enderman. To be honest, the moment you open the door, I've been too captivated by this music to focus on anything else. Tell me, Liza, what is the name?
Liza scratches her head.
It's Pick Step. It's really just the closest thing to party music I had on hand.
Connor is absolutely leanest.
It's so awesome. I've never heard anything so spectacularly enchanting before. It's like my entire world is changing now that I've heard Pigstep. If Pigstep was a person, I would marry her.
You can have it then.
Says, smiling.
It seems like you have a lot. Wait, it seems like you like it a lot more than I do.
He takes the disc out of the jukebox and hands it to him.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Liza.
Connor says.
I just read below.
His beaming reflection shows on the clean, unmarked surface of the disc. Its condition is like new.
Wait. I'm sorry. In return, I'll give you this entire stack of diamond.
Suddenly, Connor's interrupted by the sound of an Enderman teleporting.
What the hell was that?
He says, then turns around. Lo and behold, an Enderman.
Holy shit, it's Rambo!
Liza says, at a normal volume.
Okay, who wants to be the Enderman?
No,
The Enderman speaks.
I'm his father.
Everyone gasps.
Simply. You may be wondering why I, of all Endermen, am here. Well, it started years ago. Ever since my youth, I've always had a sort of fatherly demeanor, an innate need to look after others. When I started a family with my lovely gassed wife and had Rambo. For years, we were able to maintain a happy and fulfilling life together. But then, started live streaming on Twitch.
Randad looks down emoly.
For months, he's been spending approximately 12 hours a day live streaming with his new friends. He no longer has any time for me or his mother. I began to realize just how I depended my happiness on spending time with my son. For the key component of our family now gone, we have fallen apart. My wife has left me because I'm not able to persuade Rambo to cease his life streaming for more than 5 minutes.
Oh my
This
god.
led to my rock bottom. Never before had I experienced such devastating degrees of desolate depression.
His voice trembles with frustration.
I started to wander around aimlessly, thing that might spark the same amount of happiness as I once had. It wasn't long before I began to hop from world to world too. A few weeks into my time of grief, I came to Ellie.
You a fan?
Liza asks, eyes round and twinkling. Randad shakes his head.
Not a fact, since the beginning of this world, I have been nothing but shocked to witness the multitudinous, malicious. Is that a word? A real word?
Yes.
Yes.
Malicious, yeah.
No, multitudinous.
Multitudinous, malicious murders of my beloved.
Oh god.
Everyone exchanges a perplexed look.
Oh, that's Randad.
Oh. Oh my fucking god. You all go out of your way to exterminate every last kind, even when we've done nothing to you but place a grass block in there. Even when we are minding our own business, sitting in our own little boats, you still feel the need to attack us with your fancy netherite swords. Because of you, group of meddling kids, Endermen now are listed as #1 endangered species in all of Minecraft. What the fuck is this fun?
Are we
Keep going.
racist to Enderman?
Iris looks
Yeah, is
down
that the plot
timidly,
now?
What? No, that's not the plot.
but Fawn is the only one who actually kills Enderman.
Silence!
Randad shrieks. The obnoxiously blaring sound of an Enderman's cry fills the room as his jaw unhinges to let out 1,000 decibels of fury. Everyone puts their hands over their ears, trying to suppress the awful noise. When his screech is finally over, it seems like they can all breathe again.
Those my words.
Yeah.
I have the power to wipe all of you and your precious friends out with a single stroke, you know? But you know what? A lot of you should be grateful. Mercy.
Your audio keeps like cutting out.
Yeah.
You're like half your
Shut up.
sentences.
What do you mean shut
What?
up? We
Really?
can't hear you.
Wait, why can't you hear me?
I think it's your internet connection.
Yeah, probably.
Then, like a magnet, he quickly pulls the pig step disc toward him and out of Connor's hands.
No.
Connor shouts, but not before Randad has already launched pig step out of the window. The force of its plastic blade slatters.
Schlatt.
Paging Dr. Freud.
God, don't even joke about that. The force of its plastic blade shatters the glass into a million pieces. The disc is sent spinning like a frisbee into the horizon until it's nothing but a tiny black line in the distance. Within the next half second, it disappears completely.
No!
Connor reaches out his arm dramatically, then falls onto his knees and weeps.
This has been a warning.
Granddad says. Then he teleports away.
Okay,
Chapter 2.
that's you,
Connor?
Iris.
Are you there? Iris knocks on Connor's door 20 times in a row. No answer. Connor, wake up, it's 3 p.m. She yells.
God damn.
Then she hears
Call me
footsteps
out.
approaching behind her. When she turns around, she sees Jinx holding none other than the beauty that is a My Chemical Romance Helena album vinyl, whatever thing, I don't know what it is, but I saw it on Connor's TikTok.
Hi.
Jinx says.
Did you come to snap Connor back to his senses too?
Yeah, but he's not answering the door.
Freak the door.
Jinx yells and promptly kicks the door down. It makes a loud bang as it collides with the wooden floorboards,
I would do
thus
that.
flying in every direction. As Iris and Jinx scan the room, they gasp with the stench of pure poop wafting
Oh
from the
my
room.
god.
Iris passes Jinx a clothespin to plug their nose. What happened to this place? Iris says, her eyes watering. She and Jinx take in the sight of random blocks and armor floating around. Cobwebs have formed at each corner. At the center of the room, Connor is asleep in his bed with his tabby cat lying down next to him.
Damn bitch, you live like this?
Jinx says. "Oh, nice," Iris says. Then she walks over to Connor and nudges his shoulder. He doesn't move at all. Connor, it's been a week. I know it was hard to lose Pigstep, but I mean, come on. Come on. When Connor sniffles to respond, Jinx decides to shove the Helena vinyl in his face. Look, I was snooping around your
Look,
pig
That's
table,
you, yeah.
they say.
Girl,
It's like your favorite thing ever, right?
Iris, you're just really blind.
I was now Jinx.
What?
This is now they them.
Yes.
Look,
Oh,
look, I was snooping around your house horse stable and found this.
They say.
It's like cover, right? Right?
Doesn't respond. Jinx and Iris look at each other and shrug nervously. What should we do? Iris thinks to Jinx through telepathy. Don't worry, I have another trick.
This is true. We can actually do this.
Yeah.
Jinx, that's your line.
Oh, don't worry. I have another trick up my sleeve. Oh, hey Connor, listen to this.
Jinx says. A spotlight then appears over them and they put on a somber expression. Are we doing this too?
Okay. Is this me or
Yes,
Linus?
it's you.
Connor, to give these morning duties to your pig step, you must know your pig step lost a pig step. That pig step lost his, and the survivor bound in for term to do a bookie to sorrow, but to persevere in to persevere in
Hamlet?
obstinate condolement is to course of impetus stubbornness, 'tis unmanly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind. I'm literally going insane. This is making me insane. A mind impatient.
Okay. Connor rotates his entire body without moving his legs or his arms or legs to face Jinx and Iris.
You don't understand, do you?
He mutters. What?
Pigstep was everything to me. Pigstep was my life. Pigstep was my one shot at finding happiness again, and it was taken away from me before I could even look at it a second time.
You mate, it was only just for 30 seconds, Iris says, scratching her head. Connor
Pigstep is gone
doesn't listen.
forever.
What if you just get it back?
Okay.
says. All of a sudden, Connor's eyes flames with determination. In 2 mere keyframes, he grips his blanket and throws it off of him, inadvertently burying his cat in it, and with a snap of his fingers, his pajamas are instantaneously replaced by his yellow and red suit because he's magic. Iris and Jinx step back, surprised.
I'm going to find Pigstep even if it kills me.
Connor
Well.
says. Then he pulls out a piece of wrinkly brown paper from his pocket. It looks like it had been folded over and over about 50 times and that it had been burnt at the edges. The drawings on the paper are reminiscent of Russian cursive.
Oh my
Look, I spent the entire
the
past
fuck?
week making a map leading up to where I think the disc might be.
Iris smiles nervously. Oh, it's so nice.
The night I lost Pigstep, I decided to collect as much information about Enderman as I could. After eventually winding up on the dark net, I learned that the average speed of a 2-dimensional object thrown by an Enderman's arm length of half a meter is approximately 70 miles per hour. Then I stayed up until dawn watching about 15 Khan Academy
Oh my
videos.
gosh.
Average speed and rate. I had so much information in my brain right then that I felt as if the slightest movement would spill all of it right out of my brain. So that's why I wrote all my notes down on the back of the map.
Connor then flips the map, but the backside is completely identical to the front. That's really awesome, Iris says.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure that Pigstep disc is at the bottom of an ocean by now. It will probably be a long journey, but I'm determined to find it.
The journey there may be dangerous. I'll come too.
Jinx says. Me too, Iris says.
Me too.
Liza
Me
says.
too.
Rory says.
Me too.
Liz says.
Me
Too, Miss says.
too.
Brendan says. Juan says.
Me too.
Where the fuck did you guys come from?
Connor says. Then he shakes his head.
Okay.
Okay, wait, who said that?
Connor.
Okay, everyone, gather as much food and tools as you can and meet me at Liza's fishing dock.
Author's note. I know Liza intended the fishing dock for me, but I never use it, so I thought it'd be more appropriate to name it after its builder. Everyone nods and leaves Connor's room. Outside his porch, everyone begins to depart toward their own homes.
This is
Chapter
really
3.
good,
I don't have a home.
Thanks.
Fast forward to when
do.
everyone is boating on the ocean. I'm sorry that
That
I'm writing this
exploded.
kind of lazily. It's because I'm not getting paid. Anyways, the sky is pitch black and the ocean is as blue as the 50 stacks of lapis lazuli and Fawn's mineral chest, yada yada. Per usual, Mochi is on the very last boat in the group and is shooting arrows at everyone ahead of her, particularly Rory and Liza.
Oh, that's me. We've literally been out here for an hour straight, and Mochi's still trying to shoot us.
Liza says flatly.
I'm utterly pooped.
Rory says. Elliot Alderson eye bags have formed on their face.
Don't worry, guys. We'll rest for the night on that island over there.
Connor says, pointing. Miss tilts his head confusedly. An island? But wait, I feel like we must have already covered the entire ocean by now. Shouldn't one of us have gone down and looked for the disc while we were still on the boats?
No.
Connor shakes his head.
The part of the ocean that has the disc is still far away. We can definitely make a pit stop on the island. In fact, the disc should be just on the other side of it.
Could we even call it an island?
Rory squints as they look beyond the rest of the group and sees a vast expanse of flat land before them. It seems like a never-ending swath of territory.
I'm not saying the earth is flat or anything, but
It's gonna be okay, Rory, Iris says. Everyone makes their way over to the island. When they've arrived, they're already too tired to go any further than a few blocks beyond the shoreline. They place their beds on the beach and try to sleep. At first, there's just silence. Then, Fawn giggles very loudly.
Fawn, quit laughing.
Jinx says.
I was thinking about Wilbur's.
Then think about BoJack Horseman season 6 episode 15 instead.
Oh.
Okay. Teehee. Teehee. I'm sad now.
Iris chortles.
Shut the hell up!
Scoot him up! Rory's bloodshot eyes bolt open.
I swear I'm gonna murder someone.
Brendan jumps out of bed.
Hey guys!
That's the greatest idea ever.
He says, going on all fours and making 33 laps around every individual kiteling in the speed of light.
Hello.
What is it?
Jinx
We should tell
grumbles.
ghost stories around the campfire.
Brendan
Are you
barks
gonna
as
be
hell.
Brendan?
Can I be Brendan?
Yes. Okay.
Fawn and Mochi shoot straight up out of their beds, jumping up and down with exhilaration.
Okay. That is literally the best idea since Wilbur Soot.
Fawn shrieks. Meanwhile, the crafty table,
Mochily.
the crafty campfire places it in the center of the beach and immediately sits down next to it, looking expectantly at everyone else. Fawn races over to the patch of forest nearby and punches as much wood as she can before placing down benches for everyone to sit on. Some are more enthusiastic than others, as she, Iris, Liza, Rory, Connor, Liz, and Brendan all gather around the fire. The last person to get out of their bed is Jinx.
Alright, fine.
They say,
Luckily for you guys, I actually do have a pretty good ghost story or two to share.
a huge smirk then appears on their face as a mysterious packet of papers materializes into their hands. It appears
my God.
disgusting and grimy. The paper's so wet and yellow that it looks nothing short of a patch of jaundiced skin.
Oh my
It has a
gosh.
billion wrinkles and tears, and the words on it, if you could even call them words at this point, are just barely legible. It smells of Will Graham's 2 a.m. night
Oh
terror
my
sweat.
god.
What the fuck is that?
Connor says. Jinx screams excitedly.
That's not a ghost story.
Mochi squirbles. Jinx side-eyes Mochi with a glare.
It is. Anyway, it literally is, Loki.
Yeah.
They clear their throat, then raise the paper up to the sky, pride coursing through their veins.
This here is the 100% very first final draft of Hamlet that Shakespeare himself had written 400 years ago, the first ever copy ever.
I love how
Really
Jinx
can't
puts
breathe.
out.
Rory says, fanning themselves from the stench. Everyone else starts to cough and hack and hurl onto the beach sand. Jinx is completely unfazed.
Let me go grab the little help.
Hello. What are you doing?
1 sec, y'all.
What?
Hello.
I believe
Jinx is
Jinx,
grabbing their copy of
Oh
Hamlet.
my god.
because that'll
Oddest-
help them get the character more apparently.
God, we're theater students.
Ow!
Hello.
I am not.
I'm not either.
In theory.
Ow.
Your mama.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Mm,
I don't know.
No.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. We're
Jinx is completely
many
unfazed.
have tried to get many have tried to get their hands on this, but of course, no one but yours truly has had the power to possess this perfectly priceless packet of paper.
They
Wow, the
laugh
alliteration.
like a cartoon villain as the rest of the group continue to hyperventilate from the insufferable odor.
Oh my god.
Iris's friendly orange and yellow face has now turned purple with agony. For the love of Jake Gyllenhaal!
Oh my god.
You see, I spent many years attempting to obtain a document, and finally, last year, I found out that none other than my very own theater teacher had it and locked it away in their office. But did I steal it? For all 10 months of senior year, I grinded it until my efforts would finally be noticed.
Jinx, go that shit away.
Liza begs, gasping for breath.
When it came time to put on Hamlet, I played Hamlet, of course, and I also played Marcellus, Horace, Claudius, Cornelius, Gertrude, Ophelia, Laertes, Polonius, Reynaldo, Bernardo, Osric, Rose Gravediggers, and Tommy in it.
And Tommy in it.
At the end of my performance, every single person in the audience instantaneously stood up and applauded like they had just witnessed the second coming of Christ. And I was showered with 1,000,000 beautiful roses and diamonds as reward for my spectacular.
They clench their fist.
This play right here that I am holding in my amazingly talented hands is my most prized possession. A playwright is a human. You realize
The
that,
playwright
right?
Wait,
is
what?
like Shakespeare.
Oh, shit.
Playwright is a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my God.
I should know that.
They stare down at the paper, feeling an intrinsic sense of motherhood overcoming them.
But then again, I really only pull this out so I can show it off.
A record scratch sound effect goes off as Jinx instantly throws the play into the fire. And it burns to a crisp. Why the fuck did you do that, Jinx? Iris yells. You could have at least sold it for 1,000,000 stacks of netherite.
Don't
Okay.
worry, Linus. I've got the entire script right here in my noggin.
Jinx says, tapping their head.
At least that unbearable smell is gone now.
Connor groans.
Okay, who's ready for Hamlet?
Jinx says, plopping down in the sand. Everyone sighs.
Let's start from the beginning. Act 1, Scene 1. Enter Bernardo and Francisco, 2 sentinels. Oh my, okay. Let 4 captains bear Hamlet
my
like a
God.
soldier to the stage, for he was likely, had he been put on, to have proved most royal, and for his passage the soldiers' music and rites of war speak loudly for him. Take up the bodies. Such a sight as this becomes the field. But here shows much amiss.
Jinx recites.
Go, bid the soldiers shoot. Execution, carrying the bodies, after the which a peal of ordnance are shut off.
Emily's one-man rehearsal of Hamlet is over. The night is now completely still, save the relaxing tune of crickets chirping nearby, and the sound of a few people snoring. Almost every kiteling had fallen asleep on each other's shoulders. Even Fawn is in deep slumber. The only exception is Iris. Hey, the camera pans to her. She blinks
Hey!
slowly, one eye at a time. I'm so fucked up.
Wait, Iris, should I talk about your name and my phone used to be?
Oh God.
Fawn, can we continue with the fic though, Jinx? Like,
So, Iris, what did you think?
Jinx says with a huge grin. A single tear rolls down Iris's cheek. I liked it a lot. It was really great, man, she murmurs sluggishly. It was really... Her half-lidded eyes close slowly.
Shut the hell up. Good night, Olina.
Jinx says, Iris flops forward into the sand. Jinx then lets out a long yawn. It seems now they're the only one awake. It's rather peaceful, to be honest.
What a long night.
They say to themselves, and stretch.
Ugh. Rehearsing the entirety of Hamlet sure made me thirsty.
After stretching, they put their arms back behind them. When they feel the cold ocean waves lapping at their fingertips, they almost flinch, then gasp delightedly.
I shouldn't have read ahead.
Don't read
yes.
ahead!
Why?
Don't read ahead, don't read ahead, don't read ahead.
Yeah, don't. What the
It
hell?
was
I-
just, it was
okay,
just
I'm
like
not
2
reading
lines.
ahead.
It was just 2 lines.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
They cup their hands into the edge of the ocean, filling them up with water. Then they bring their hands up to their face. Jinx, don't! Iris yells. Magically, the sentient sushi has risen from sleep. Don't! She shouts again. But it's already too late. Jinx has ingested the ocean's salt water and has begun to hallucinate. They look up, eyes twinkling with
God.
amazement. To Iris, they are merely staring ahead, eyes
Help.
directed at the vast nothingness of the night sky.
George, is that you?
Jinx murmurs softly.
Goggy?
They look truly at peace.
Goggy?
Oh, blimey, they've lost it, Iris says, biting furiously at her nails, nubs.
Yes, I see the light.
Jinx continues. Iris watches the horror, sweat trailing down from her forehead like bullets, as Jinx shrivels up into an old lady chocolate from SpongeBob and promptly evaporates.
Am I dead?
What
did
he say?
Iris cries, running over to the spot where they had died. Claws desperately at the wet sand as if scouring for remains. Everyone starts to rouse from their sleep.
Liza?
Am I dead, like, already?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Don't worry. It's okay.
I think you're
Okay.
Rory, Fawn.
I thought Liza was Rory.
No, Liza's Brendan.
Okay. Oh, right. What the hell happened?
Rory grumbles, eyes groggy. Where's Jinx? Miss
Groggy?
asks.
Oh, I'm
Right.
sorry,
Mochi's
sorry,
asking for
sorry.
a pause.
Okay. Aw, okay. Guys,
Goggy.
nobody read ahead.
Do,
I'm
Okay.
not reading
do
it.
I come
I'm gonna
back?
Well, we
Yeah.
don't want
Yes,
to be
you do,
spoiled.
actually. We all come back at the end, okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, I'd be really sad if I was
I'm
dead
gonna
for
go to
good.
the restroom. Okay, guys. Hey!
Bless.
Bless you.
Mm-hmm.
Lol.
The Hamlet
Hi.
quote threw me for a poop.
Poop.
Abdullah.
You what?
Estoy eating. Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
For the love of
Hell
Jake
yeah.
Gyllenhaal.
Sweet Celestia.
Hi. What's up?
Huh?
What's up?
Nothing.
Oh, wait. Never mind.
Uh. Don't read ahead, guys.
I'm not.
I'm not doing that. No.
No, I'm scrolling through.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Do you
Lost
like it?
you.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Arms up immediately.
What's this one? Oh, I'm fine.
Shut up.
No, keep going, keep going, keep going. You sound like 100 Gex.
You sound like a min.
Oh.
Okay, Mochi's back, guys. Okay. Stop!
Okay, well, let's proceed.
I'm fine. Oh my
Okay.
god.
Are we still reading? Or I'm back?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Jinx.
¿Me perdonas?
Stop!
They drank the salt water. Iris howls. You idiot! How could you have done such a thing? She lies down, burdened by the weight of grief, and hits the sand repeatedly with a clenched fist. A puddle of tears pools around her face.
I miss Jinx already.
Brendan says very sadly, wiping a tear.
Me too.
Fawn adds, sniffling. Liza pinches the space between her eyebrows.
Okay, guys, nobody else drink the salt water or you'll start hallucinating your favorite Minecraft streamer and die.
But I love Rainbow.
Connor says.
Did you miss the part where I said you die?
Iris continues on with her bout of sorrow. Jinx. Oh, Gyllenhaal, how I miss your tender voice. She weeps.
Oh my
All the
god.
precious memories we shared are all flooding back now. All the times we frolicked along the meadows of Brokeback Mountain together. All the times we watched dark web security footage of our favorite white man celebrities together. All the times we gossiped about Wilbur's. I feel like you're projecting Fawn. I feel like this is.
Shut up.
You're protecting.
All the times we gossiped about Wilbur sit together. All. Tears came down Iris's face.
Oh my god.
How will I ever move past this tremendously tragic event? It wrings my heart so, in ways that I cannot even put into words. Now that you're gone, I can only hope that, once I come to pass as well, your soul will be waiting for me at the pearly gates. She looks up at the sky, a single beam of light shining down from the heavens. Will you wait for me, Jinx? Will you love me as I've loved you?
Oh my god.
Wait for me, Jinx.
Oh.
Meat man, they've respawned back at Kite Valley, so don't be sad, okay?
Connor says, and goes back to sleep. Okay. Iris gets back up.
Hey, it's morning.
Yes.
Miss says joyfully. The Brendan does 10 cartwheels.
Good mystical morning, guys. I'll prepare breakfast for everyone.
No time. We'll eat along the way.
Connor says. He pulls out his map and starts heading north, deeper into the island. Everyone else follows.
Oh, okay.
Brendan's eyes and tears droop to the ground. It's chapter 4. I apologize. It's hour 2 of walking. The Kitelings have walked a total of 10 miles, and for the entirety of the journey since this morning, they have not exchanged a single word. And unfortunately, the biome has not changed at all. Nothing but dull grass blocks and dull oak trees. It was very boring for everyone.
Are we there yet?
Fawn asks.
No.
Says Connor.
How about now?
No.
How about now?
No.
How about now?
No.
How about now?
No.
What if we sing sea shanties to make this journey less aburrido? Connor.
Oh, that's me?
Yeah,
Who's
no,
Liza?
Oh.
No.
Don't.
Connor.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Fawn. There's something. there's something more
God.
interessante coming up very soon.
Liza laughs as hell.
Sound like a true drinko. XD.
What is it?
Fawn and Brendan say simultaneously.
Is that me?
No, that's Connor.
Okay. Well, if you simply looked around, you would notice that the number of trees is starting to fade.
Sure enough, the number of trees in the surrounding area was, in fact, diminishing. What was once grass beneath their feet has been replaced by kilometers of sandstone. Tall cacti litter the area, and the sun seems to shine brighter than ever. Just up ahead is an absolutely monumental, colossal, immensely enormous, ginormous ravine. Connor stares at it in awe for approximately 2.4 seconds before he decides to speak.
Be careful, guys. There's a ravine.
No scheisse, Sherlock.
Liza says.
How are we gonna get across?
Connor takes out his trident and uses it to effortlessly fly across to the cliff at the other side of the ravine.
God.
Liza rubs her eyes in disbelief.
How did... It's not even raining.
She starts, then just shakes her head and decides not to question it any further.
I'll build a bridge for the rest of us.
Mochi scorbles. Everyone looks at each other and then back at Mochi.
What's wrong?
Mochi scorbs.
Well, how do we know you're not going to pull a prank on us?
Rory says.
Because all my pranks are planned.
Mochi sighs.
I can't just improvise one right here and now in a place I've never been to before.
Author's note, I am fully aware that she definitely could.
Oh, okay.
Fawn says, relieved.
Here goes nothing.
Mochi starts to build a bridge out of cobblestone, paying close attention and making sure to be careful. Everyone watches in amazement, jaws dropping, hearts stopping, butts chunching as Mochi builds. One misstep and it's all over for Mochita, you know. But not to fear, when she's close enough to the cliff on the other side, she quickly hops onto the solid desert sand.
This'll have to do.
She says, wiping the sweat off of her forehead. Okay, everyone, hold hands. Be careful not to fall, Iris yells.
Oh, gee, yas! I love holding hands.
Fawn and Brendan say simultaneously. Everyone holds hands, shuffling carefully on the narrow cobblestone bridge. You know, I can stop if you want.
No, go ahead, no.
It proves to be an incredibly painstaking process as everyone holds their breaths, not daring to move a single inch forwards or backwards. Already 30 minutes pass before the first 5 people have made it safely to the other side. The last 3 are Rory, Mist, and Fawn. Fawn has an irritated look on her face.
Don't you think you could have made this bridge a little wider, Mochi?
She complains. Mochi whips her head around to glare at her, dinner plate eyes big enough to consume galaxies turning into mere half circles as she furrows her brow angrily.
Well, sorry, I didn't bring enough cobblestone for your liking. I didn't know we'd be crossing a ginormous ravine the width of the Atlantic Ocean today.
She snaps.
What the hell?
Fawn hisses.
I know Walmart is dead and all, but you don't have to take your anger out on...
Fawn, stop!
Miss shouts. He, Rory, and Fawn are all losing their balance. Everyone gasps with shock. Mochi, Lysa, and Liz run over to the very edge of the cliff, attempting to catch them in time before they fall. However, as soon as Mochi sets paw onto the bridge, it's already too late. Mist, Rory, and Fawn all topple over, and the rest of the group is met by the sound of 3 consecutive screams fading into the deep depths of the ravine. Rory takes a deep breath and shouts,
I didn't even get to witness Mr. Robot Season 5!
a cartoon splat sound effect occurs as their body slaps the floor of the ravine. Mist hits the ground directly after they do, his robot limbs shattering into a million pieces. Every wire in their body is now exposed, their lights going dim. As Fawn descends quickly down, her scream is so high-pitched that her voice appears to be auto-tuned. Luckily, she's able to shift onto all fours just in time and land smoothly onto the floor without dying. However, the impact of her paws hitting the ground sends shockwaves up her spine.
Oh, StarClan, that was close!
Fawn says breathlessly as she stands back up. Her legs are trembling from the shock. She looks up the ravine, then gasps, amazed at its vast height. Its dark, rocky walls take up most of what she sees. In the center, there's just the narrow blue slit of the sky. From one end of the slit, the rest of the group looks down at her, appearing no bigger than a collection of dots.
Don't worry, guys, I made it!
Fawn says,
Good thing I'm a cat girl, huh?
There's a creeper behind you!
Liz yells. Fawn squints, confused.
There's a gator feline aligned coop. What's going on in the mixed species community?
No! Okay, we're dead!
Before Lysa can finish, the sound of hissing goes off, followed by Fawn's absolutely earth-shattering, ear-shriveling, turn-tabling shriek. Fawn's cut-off scream echoes throughout the ravine, ringing unbearably in everyone else's ears. Oh, Jesus, Gyllenhaal, Iris cries while the others stare in shock. She's absolutely horrified. She frantically runs over to Connor, who's sitting in the sand, polishing his trident. Connor! She screams. Did you see what happened to Rory, Miss, and Fawn just now? Oh, gacked, oh, gacked, oh, gacked, oh, gacked, oh, gacked.
Gacked!
Don't worry, meat man.
Connor responds, completely unfazed.
Don't you know they've already spawned back at Kite Valley?
But.
It's okay.
Mochi says, putting a paw on Iris's shoulder.
Connor is right.
She smiles warmly at her.
And you know, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. I mean, that's what I had to learn when I lost Walmart.
Suddenly, her eyes water. She buries her face in her paws.
Oh, Walmart! What has I ever done to deserve this monumental grief festering within me?
Anyways, let's move on.
Connor says, pulling out the map again.
It looks like we'll be in this desert for a while.
I feel like I'm going to die of dehydration.
Liz says.
Well, once we've crossed the desert, the ocean will be back.
I am not in the mood to hallucinate a Minecraft streamer and die.
At this point,
Yeah.
I'll be happy to drink salt water.
Lysa says with exhaustion.
How long before we're there?
Connor looks at his wrist. He doesn't even have a watch.
About an hour.
Lysa, Mochi, Brendan, Iris, and Liz all groan. 15 minutes have passed.
Oh, wait. Does anyone have food on them?
Brendan asks, panting.
I would literally kill for a succulent sundae right now.
Everyone shakes their head, except for Connor, who is still staring intently at the map as they walk.
I made sure to steal a few stacks of Fawn's pumpkin pies earlier, but I already ate them all.
Mochi scorbles.
I'm so fucking thirsty. I feel like soaked in that one episode of Avatar.
Lysa says, scratching vigorously at her bloodshot eyeballs.
You are a vampire, so hypothetically you could also drink blood.
Connor says.
I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Lysa's eyes twitch, hands fidgeting. Dark swirls into her vision as she stares at Connor menacingly. She didn't know much about biology, but the number of blood veins in a jumbo eyeball had to be enough to feed an entire family of Kenyan jumping spiders.
Gary, I need blood!
He shrieks and tackles Connor hysterically. Mochi runs over, trying to restrain her. She pulls her back with her noodle kitty arms and digs her heels into the sand, straining.
Don't do it.
She grunts, her face muscles now contorted with tension. Lysa growls and bites Mochi's arm, causing Mochi to yelp in pain and fall back into the sand. Less than Lysa sees Connor running for his life. Then everything goes black.
Oh god.
Oh my god!
What?
Okay? When Lysa opens her eyes, she sees nothing but the bright desert sun shining down on her. and when she moves, all she feels is the scorching hot sand on her back. Then she turns her face slightly, and Iris finally comes into view, her rotund silhouette backlit by the sun. She looks deeply concerned.
What happened?
Lysa groans. You screamed, "Gary, I need blood!" Then proceeded to crawl over to a cactus, tear it open with your bare fingernails, and drink this.
What?
Huh?
What was the last part?
Oh, well, you drank the cactus.
What?
You drank the cactus.
What?
You.
What?
Oh, Gyllenhaal. Just then, Brendan appears out of thin air.
Wait. Iris, move out of the way!
He says.
I'm a trained CPR pro.
He cracks his knuckles.
Don't worry, Lysa. I'll have you in tip-top shape in no time.
Lysa sinks her teeth into Brendan's neck and drains his blood. Brendan flops onto the sand, the fourth death of this journey. Right, what's all this then? Iris says lifelessly.
Maybe I should have told her we were literally 10 minutes away from the ocean.
Connor says, in the distance, the ocean is there. Its vast stillness not too far away. Lysa snaps back to her senses.
Gerard! Brendan, wake up! I didn't mean to kill you!
She holds Brendan's body in her arms and cries.
Oh,
Is all Connor says, continuing on his merry way. Lysa stares in disbelief as he walks off without a care in the world. She then lies Brendan down back on the sand and stands up, drawing her sword.
Is that me?
Yes.
Mhm.
What the hell is wrong with you?
He yells.
You're the only one who doesn't seem to care that already 5 of your friends died!
Connor turns to face her.
Your mom?
Lysa bares her teeth.
I seriously can't believe you right now!
She looks down with a grim expression.
I get it. We all respawn. But why should that matter if you didn't express the slightest state of grief? Did we mean nothing to you all along? Is that what it is?
Connor moves his hands over his head.
I'm crazy!
Tell me right now, did you feel bad at all for people who just died?
Lysa explodes. She grips her sword threateningly, aiming it straight at Connor.
TBH, I'm just sitting here.
I'm sorry, Connor. I have to do this.
Lysa takes a deep breath, then charges at Connor.
Yeah!
She swings her sword at him with all her might, but the force of the blade hitting his side backfires and it triggers an explosion. A blast of air sends Lysa flying back as she tumbles roughly onto the sand. Blocks from the ground start to levitate. Rory farting be like, Iris sighs. Lysa pulls hair from her scalp in frustration, glaring at Connor with demonic eyes.
I'll kill you if it's the last thing I do!
She speeds over to him and stabs his eye. Suddenly, purple blood leaks out of his pupil and the familiar cry of an Enderman happens. Connor hits Lysa a couple of times with his bare hands and she dies instantly. Lysa falls to the ground. Iris and Mochi rush over to her. Lysa, are you okay? Iris says normally.
I don't feel good.
Lysa groans. Blood drips out of the corner of her mouth.
Please share with me one thing before I die.
Mochi takes Lysa's hand in her paw, a pained expression on her face.
Lysa, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there's not half an hour of life. Lo, here you lie, never to rise again. Thy companions are poisoned. You can no more. The eye is to blame.
Lysa only looks up at Mochi with confusion. She can just barely make out her friend's words. Nevertheless, with her very last breath, she squeezes out her final word.
You.
She dies. Without a moment's hesitation, Mochi sprints over to Connor on all fours and unsheathes her dark warrior cat claws.
Now you've done it, you eldritch beast!
She cries. She lunges at him, but then dies instantly when he flicks her forehead once.
Oh.
Suspended in midair, she evaporates into dust. Iris is now the only one left. She looks at Connor with a piercing glare.
Are you going to try and kill me too?
Connor says.
Go ahead and try, but I'm telling you now, it's impossible.
But then, something happens. A black shadow casts over Iris's eyes. Burly muscles sprout over her arms and legs as if she had just been injected with steroids.
What the hell?
Connor steps back with surprise. Iris's sheer rage manifests around her in the form of a fiery red silhouette, turning the surrounding sand into glass. A pair of scalding hot spirit orbs materializes in both hands. She begins to march towards Connor, every stomp from her nubbed feet emitting a
This is
thunderous
what
boom that shakes
Fawn
the earth.
meant.
Yeah.
What is this?
Connor says.
I've never seen anything like it before.
He quakes in his boots.
No, it can't be. There can't be anyone more powerful than me.
Iris is approaching quickly now. The sky has turned red, tinting everything below it a scarlet. At this moment, it seems like an atmosphere of impending doom has taken over the world. As he watches the environment change so abruptly into this hellish landscape, Connor becomes completely frozen in place, not daring to move.
Please, meat man. You don't want to do this. Spare me.
He pleads, but Iris doesn't stop. Her reverberating footsteps continue the same as before. Connor's life flashes before his eyes. He can see it so clearly now. There's nothing left for him but death. A dark shadow looms over him as Iris nears close. When, at last, they have but a mere foot between them, Iris only says one thing. Scoobity. Bop. Iris pulls back her arm, the fireball in her hand whirling terrifyingly. She slaps Connor with a fireball, sending him flying back by the speed of light. His body skips across the ocean like a rock. Seeing that, at last, he has been defeated, Iris's fire starts to fade, and she takes a breath of relief. Then she walks to the ocean. Her feet are soft against the sand again, and the color of the sky has turned back to a baby blue. There's a stillness in the air. When she's arrived at the beach, Iris wades into the water slowly and lets the darkness consume her. Chapter 5, Author's Note.
이 내심이 부족해서 이 장은 좀 짧아요.
Iris responds at 000.
Yeah.
On the ground?
Yeah, in the ground.
Okay. Iris responds
Iris at bedrock.
064 immediately. She is met with relief that she has made it back to Kite Valley. The first thing she should do is announce to everyone that Connor was defeated and most likely possessed by Rambu's dad. As she walks around, she sees through the bakery Fawn's As she walks around, she sees through the bakery, Fawn's bakery's windows, that everyone gathered at the main table in the bakery. Okay. Rory, Miss Lysa, Jinx, Brendan, Liz, and Fawn are all there, huddled together in a secretive manner, their backs turned. What are they doing? Iris thinks to herself, then walks over to the bakery's doors. When the others hear the sound of someone entering behind them, they all scream at the same time. Iris is confused.
Oh, it's just Linus.
Jinx says with a smile.
Oh, sorry, Iris. We thought Connor had come back to kill us all.
Mist says. Iris smiled reassuringly. Don't worry, guys. Connor's dead. She's immediately met with shocked stares from everyone.
What the?
Jinx screams. Well, after he killed Lysa and Mochi, I thought it was fair game, Iris says, shrugging.
Oh, I wonder what got to Connor.
Liz says.
It's not like him at all to kill women.
Then, a loud muffled banging and what sounds like a voice sounds from downstairs. Lysa looks every which way.
What the frick was that?
Sounds like it's coming from Fawn's storage room.
Rory says. Then, everyone turns to look at Fawn suspectingly. Fawn smiles nervously. Fawn, what was that? Iris asks.
I legitimately don't know.
Fawn throws her hands into the air.
But it's been happening all day and I've been too scared to investigate.
Well, we're all here now, so let's go see what it is together, Iris says. Everyone nods.
My storage room is this way.
Fawn says, walking over to the trap door at the corner of the room. She opens it and climbs down the ladder below. One by one, the rest of the group follow. However, when everyone is gathered, they all agree that the only thing in Fawn's storage room is a shit ton of chests. There's nobody there. Brendan blinks confusedly.
Wait.
Oh my god.
That's weird. Where's that sound coming from?
Then the banging continues just below their feet.
Liza.
Down!
Liza shouts and pulls out a shovel. She begins to aggressively mine the grass flooring of the room. What was once flooring is now empty space beneath everyone's feet, and one by one the kitelings fall down into the room below. Fawn is the first person to say something.
Oh, that's right.
She places a fist on her paw.
I have a room directly under my storage that used to be my storage room before I made my current storage room, which was supposed to be a slaughterhouse for my Korean barbecue, into my storage room.
Okay. But why does it look like this?
Liz says. As everyone looks around, they see the floor and walls consist of black stone, darker than the darkest shadows of night. The only thing that's genuinely remarkable in the room is a door just ahead that seems to lead somewhere. More banging comes from there. A squeaky voice cries. Instantly, everyone freezes up with fear. Oh, Jesus, Gyllenhaal! Iris hyperventilates.
I'm scared.
Miss says,
Mhm.
turning to Liz.
Jinx, jinx.
Oh my god, did I cut out?
Yes.
Mhm.
Everyone out of my way!
Jinx shouts and kicks the door down with their tough goat legs. Everyone rushes into the room, then gasps at the sight of the containment cell with the baby villager trapped behind it. The bars of the cell are made out of enchanted obsidian, and the baby villager is running around, banging at each wall frantically.
Oh.
Oh my god.
The baby villager squeaks once he sees the kitelings. Everyone stares in shock. We're not up to. Everyone stares in shocks for a few seconds before Fawn starts laughing abruptly.
Hello.
Oh, wait.
The villager squeaks. I literally knew it, Iris says.
That asshole, you did what? That's actually Rambus dad!
Connor continues.
That would explain why you leaked purple and did an Enderman scream.
Lysa says.
Wait.
Don't read down, don't read down, don't read down.
Yeah, don't reach out.
How did this happen, Connor?
Reverend asks.
Well, I was busy locked up in my room grieving over Pickstep. Randa took the opportunity to snatch my soul. Then he took my soul and turned me into a baby villager. Then he turned the baby villager into a pig. Then he turned the pig into himself. Then he turned himself into me. And then he put me into the cell, and then he built it in Fawn's basement. Or abandoned storage room, whatever.
Is there any way to turn you back into yourself?
Mist asks. Connor thinks for a second.
Well, maybe true love skills will fix this.
Mike Mulligram isn't real.
Lysa says. Even after 5 years passed, nobody could find a single cure for Connor.
Oh
He
my
never
god.
turned back into his usual Bill Cipher self. He remained a baby villager forever. However,
Wow.
thanks to another strenuous journey and his excellent mapping skills, Connor managed to find Randad's home in the middle of a desert and bomb it. And they all lived happily ever after.
Wow.
The end.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
That was
That
great.
That was so nice.
That was,
Oh, that was
really
so
good
cool.
fun.
That was so fun.
Fun.
I loved
Dude,
it.
fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make
It's
fan
so
art
good.
now.
Yay.
Fun.
Yeah,
You wrote me as the